Holy shit.
Holy shit. Holy shit.
Fall is here, weather's getting a little cooler, so we have the ultimate, the classic cold weather dinner, spaghetti and meatballs from scratch, every single part of it. Meatballs, scratch. Sauce, scratch. Spaghetti, scratch. We're not buying a thing. No, that's actually not true because we need the components. I mean, we're not buying anything already made. We got it covered ourselves. And just because we can, we're gonna add one little thing just to make my day a little more difficult. Wait, that involves, damn it, garlic. We're gonna confit this garlic. That means we're gonna put olive oil in a pot with this garlic, cook it slowly over about 20 minutes. It'll get brown, the nuttiness will increase, it'll get squishy soft. And this squishy soft garlic, after, with a little Parmesan and butter, will make a little piece of confit garlic cheese toast to go with all this nonsense. Well, it's a huge day. Get yourself something to drink. Sit back, relax, undo the top button of your pants because you're gonna get full just watching. Think Thanksgiving, you know what I'm talking about. Let's go. No time to waste. Watch how simple. That's a little pot. That's what about a cup of garlic? All we do now is pour in enough olive oil to cover, like this, and it goes on medium heat. We don't want it boiling. Gentle little simmer, little tiny bubbles coming around the sides is fine. We take it off, we'll deal with it then. So I'll put this on the heat, but we'll carry on with the meatballs. Might be obvious, but our meatballs are gonna start with meat. And this is a half a pound of 80-20 ground beef and a half a pound of ground pork. In they go. And to this, we will add the following. About a quarter cup of ricotta cheese. You know how silky that's gonna make these meatballs? You don't have to answer, because I already know. Quarter cup of shredded Parmesan. And you know, we're partial to decent Parmesan in this channel, so use what you want, but I'm telling you, something good is the way to go. Chance, what do good ingredients make?
Good finished products.
Exactly. A bit of a stutter going on there. Great. Couple cloves of garlic. Need about 1/3 of a cup of panko breadcrumbs. And yes, if you wanted to use Italian, you could use Italian. I just like the crispness of the panko. About a teaspoon each of kosher salt and coarse ground pepper. And I'm using our BFF that has extra garlic in it, but it's all good. No bad here. I'm partial to a little red pepper flake. Leave it out if you don't like it spicy. By the way, this finger is a result of rushing when I was cooking the other day. I cut myself really badly. It's very unsightly right now.
Did you get ready in the dark or something?
And an egg. But here's the lesson. I could crack the egg right into this, but if there's a blood spot, as there is sometimes, I'm gonna contaminate that whole thing. So you're better off to go into a little bowl first, and then you can take the stupid shell out. And when you see it's clean, in it goes. And this, we will mix. And like anything you're doing with ground beef, ground meat, you don't want to over mix it if you can help it. You'll just get a slightly more tender meatball if you're gentle with it. But that being said, you still have to mix everything together. Okay, and before we continue, just have a quick look at the garlic in the oil. You don't want any more bubbles than that. That's doing beautifully. Oh, you're gonna be so, sorry? I'm gonna be so happy with this when it's done. But so are you, you're gonna wanna make it. There's our mixture. There's our pan to put them on. In the interest of uniformity, I'm using a little melon baller. And it will go like this, roughly. A quick little roll. We set it down, and we continue. I get that some people like a giant meatball, and that's fine. You do you. Last meatball in, we've got 5 times 7. What is that? 35. These, we'll give them a light fry next. And with our pan on medium high, we add a couple of glugs of olive oil. Let that heat for a second, then our balls go in. And in we go. So here's our goal. Our goal is not to cook them through. They're gonna finish in the sauce. Our goal is to give them a little color because color means flavor and flavor is a good thing. We love flavor. So this pan will hold all of these nicely and over 3-4 minutes, we'll get them to brown on the outside. 5 more, 4 more, 3 more, 2 more, and we're in. So just give them some of this. You see this coloring right here? That's our goal. Don't toss them about too violently, but you're gonna want to give them a little turn as best you can. And they're not gonna be perfect. I mean, if you look at them like they have 2 sides, I know they don't, they have more, but you're never gonna get them all the way. So as long as you get good color on at least the tops and bottoms of them, you're gonna be doing the right thing here. This recipe is from my book, Recipes with Intentional Leftovers. And in the book, I show you how to make the meatballs and then how to use them a bunch of ways. So in the book, I encourage you to cook them in the oven. You certainly could cook them in a pan. So far, nothing complicated, nothing you can't do yourself. Okay, these guys are where I want them. I'm gonna take them out of the pan. We move on with our sauce. There they are, and they're beautiful. They're nice, they're not quite cooked through, but they're gonna finish and they'll be fantastic. Here's the pan that I cooked them in, and I wanna use this grease to start my sauce for the onions and the garlic. Look, if the camera wasn't here and I wasn't worried about you not being able to see the meatballs from the side, I would have just done it in a big pot. But I like the idea of cooking the meatballs in a low pan like this. But I don't wanna lose this inside, so here's a pot. I'm just gonna put a tablespoon or so of this grease in here. Great. Now I've got a home for my onions. So we'll get a small burner, we'll put it here, the pot, and when that's hot, in go my onions to start the sauce. In we go, about a half of a diced yellow onion. This will get 3-4 minutes to soften a bit. Next in some garlic, diced, 30 seconds or so. And when it's fragrant, let's give it 3 tablespoons of tomato paste. And squish that around a bit to toast. That smells really good. And here we have a 28-ounce can of peeled whole tomatoes. Get some of the liquid in, and then one by one we're just going to take the tomato, give it a squeeze and break it up, and then drop it in. It's a squoosh. We give it a squoosh and then drop it in. Yes, you could use crushed tomatoes if you preferred. You could use just sauce. I don't think it's the same. I think you need some of this pulp from the tomatoes, and these whole peeled ones are delicious. Look, it's like a Roma tomato, but it has no peel on it. It's been softened, and damn, is it gonna be good in here. Just be careful, because sometimes the squoosh will end up hitting you in the face. Rest of the sauce. We're gonna give it a couple tablespoons of balsamic vinegar. We're back with the red pepper flakes, because, don't leave them out, please don't leave them out. And because there's a lot of acidity in tomatoes, we'll give it a little sugar. I know it looks like a lot, it was about a tablespoon. A little dried oregano, and a good pinch of the BFF. And mix. So this, you wanna now just give about 10-15 minutes on a simmer to before we add our meatballs. But now, we can set this to the side, move on to our pasta. Remember these guys? Look how beautiful they are. But just wait, because it gets better. So now get yourself a heat-proof bowl and a little metal strainer and do this. And that is what this is all about. Well, actually, this is what it's all about, but also this is now garlic-infused oil that you'll let cool, you'll put in a container and you'll put in your fridge. It'll keep a couple weeks, and a little squeeze of this for some mushrooms or for some onions or even for your eggs in the morning will be insane. But these guys, we're just gonna let them cool. We'll deal with them in a couple of minutes, but here's what I wanted to show you. If you take one of the cloves, this, that, and we're gonna make this into something really good, really good. Okay, but now to the sauce and the meatballs. The sauce has been bubbling away and looks like this. Oh, that's nice. See how much it's thickened up? Oh, that's gorgeous. This is gonna make some fine, fine spaghetti. But we're not gonna stop there, because remember, we have these guys that we wanna finish off. So in they go. And you don't have to be so gentle with them, because they got some firmness now. Just want to make sure everybody gets coated. Nice. That little sear we gave in the pan is just gonna make this so much better. Okay, everybody's covered. Back on the heat, another 20 minutes or so while we make our pasta. It's pasta making time, and there's only 4 ingredients you need. You probably have them all right now. Eggs, salt, flour, and olive oil. That's it. 3 eggs, 2 cups of all-purpose flour. You could use 00 if you wanted. You could even use bread flour. Half a tablespoon of olive oil, half a teaspoon of salt, and you're there. So let's do this. I take the flour, we dump it right here in the middle. A nice little mound. So we're looking to make a well in the center where our eggs are gonna go. It's like a moat. Think of it as a moat. But I'm putting 3 eggs in here, so it needs to be fairly deep or they'll all start coming out right away, and it's not what I want. Now I'm telling you, I've only made pasta a few times in my life. It's one of the great joys of cooking. The satisfaction is kind of unbelievable that you get from doing this yourself. And the product is infinitely better than the stuff you buy at the store. Now, we need 3 eggs. Do you remember what I said about the eggs going into the meatballs? If you crack them in and there's blood on them, you're gonna be really pissed. So let's put them in a little container first. And that will look like this. This guy's good. This guy's good. Brilliant. These guys go right in here. Gloop, gloop, gloop. Quick, who's Augustus Gloop?
No idea.
That's from Willy Wonka, right?
It's from Willy Wonka. Thank you. chance. But I say half a teaspoon of kosher salt, half a tablespoon olive oil. And now, employing the fork technique, we want to slowly break the yolks and start introducing some of the flour from around the edges of the moat into the center. You're just going to take your time with this. Look, if you break a wall and they escape, it's quite salvageable, but you don't want to be doing that yet if you can help it. And I'm not an expert by any sense, but I have found that if you take your time, slowly introduce more flour. Look, it looks gloopy and messy now. It looks Augustus gloopy and messy now. Wasn't he the kid that turned purple? The heavy-set child.
Yeah, he ate all the chocolate.
Yeah, but didn't he even fall into a vat? I don't know.
Yes, he fell into something.
He got, I think he
got
was.
swept away in the chocolate river.
I did. Somebody got turned purple though, right? So you're just doing this slowly, right? And you'll see the insides start to become much more together, not nearly as wet. You're just stealing bits from the outside.
I'm worried about the structural integrity of your wall on that far side.
Over here?
Closer to you, yeah.
No, I'm seeing that. I'm seeing that. Don't you worry. Like, it's quite containable at this point. If I totally effed up and busted a wall and it escaped, you can deal with it, but just try not to. I'm telling you, this is really satisfying to me. Just to remind myself that I could do it. I did this last night, standing at my kitchen counter, slowly incorporating the flour into the egg while watching Cops on my laptop. Okay, see, look, now nobody has to worry about escaping egg because it's all nicely together. So now just continue to bring it all in. I'm telling you, there's no reason you can't do this. The only thing keeping you from doing this is you. Right, Max?
Yeah, idiots.
Do you just call our audience idiots? Next up, once this is done, once there's no more just straight liquid egg, I'm going to use a bench scraper. And this is, it's a mess. The process is a bit messy, but now everything needs to just be brought in and turned into the dough. When you got it like this and everything's essentially together, put down your bench scraper and go to these two things. Remember, they're right there at the end of your arms. You don't have to look for them. So this now will be the kneading part. And it looks craggy and gross right now, but after 10 minutes of kneading, you're gonna see how this turns out. So if it's still a little sticky, sticking down here, you can get that. A little pinch of flour will make life a tiny bit easier for you. That's okay. But now we're kneading. So just pull towards you, push away with your palm. Pull towards you, push away with the palm. And after about 10 minutes of this, you're gonna end up with a smooth, beautifully elastic, spring back when you push on it with your finger, ball of pasta dough. Max, play some lovely music for the people. Let me continue. You can see how it's really starting to change, right? Still a little tiny bit extra flour is not gonna kill anybody. Push away, bring it forward. Push away, bring it back to you. Push away, push away. Sounds like a song. Sounds like an old gospel song from the South. Push away and bring back. Push away, I tell you. Push away. And after 10 minutes, roughly, that's what you've got. Beautiful in color, and here's what you want. When you push on it, it springs back. This is perfect. Okay, here's what we do. We take a piece of saran, we wrap our friend up, and we let it rest, half hour to an hour. In the meantime, I'm gonna clean up, do something with our confit garlic, and ladies and gentlemen, we'll turn this into spaghetti. Remember that? Who remembers that?
I do.
Yeah!
Thank you, God. And look, see this? Holy shit. You just want to moosh it up. We're not squooshing, we're mooshing here. Get it smooth. I mean, look, I've taken cloves of garlic confit and just put it on bread with a little olive oil and taken bites. It's delicious, but we're making kind of a garlic toast bread thing. So mooshing is the appropriate move. And when they're mostly done, add the following. Butter, a quarter of a cup, roughly. This can be mooshed. Preliminary mooshing. Now, we're back with the great Parmesan, or Pecorino Romano, if that's your thing. A little parsley, finely chopped. A little red pepper flake. Seems to be the theme of the day. You want to give it a little pinch of oregano or Italian seasoning, you can do that. A little of our BFF, and a little squeeze of olive oil. And this we will mix. And get some bread, a little baguette. Look, today was about spaghetti and meatballs. This was just an afterthought, but a crazy delicious afterthought. And now we just want to spread. And I love seeing the fat clumps of the confit garlic in here. I mean, we might as well do both sides, right? All right, one thing left to do, tiny bit more parm. And this will be ready to go under the broiler when we're ready with our pasta, which by the way, is now. It's go time. I mean, it's dough time. Thank you. I'll be here all week. Try the veal. Here's what we're gonna do. We're gonna take it out. We're all gonna deal with like a quarter of it at a time. So we'll just, I don't have to be exact. Now, if you don't wrap it back up again, it's gonna get hard and that will be a pain in the butt. So you don't want that. I'm gonna take a little bit of flour and just put it on here. This will be the landing spot for it ultimately. And now this guy, we just stretch out a little bit and it's good for the roller. I'm using a roller that attaches to my KitchenAid. This attachment right here plugs into the middle. This is the piece that flattens it. And once you get it thin and flat where you want it, then you put it through whatever kind of cutter. You want to make fettuccine, you can make that. I have a spaghetti one here that we will put on when it's time. But for now, all we're going to do is run this through. And to do it, you start on the widest setting, which on this is a 1. You run it through a couple times and slowly work your way up to 7. And if you're ready, I'm ready. Contact. And here we go. A tiny bit of flour will prevent it from sticking in the beginning, and it looks like this. Beautiful. Now it comes, I like to do this twice. And now, here's what I like to do. I want to try and make it into a little rectangular package. And this little package will help it come out in a nice long single piece without wonky edges. So back in we go. And we'll go again. Great. We'll turn it from 1 to 2. We'll give it a couple more times through. These first few numbers, I'll give it 2 times each. And then from like 4 on up to 7, we can just give it one single pass. Talk about satisfying, huh? Great, a little more flour. We'll move up to number 3. And I don't have to do this every time with you, but just know that I'm working my way up to 7. Okay, we stop it, we take this guy off, and now you have a decision. How long do you want your noodles? Do you want your noodles this long? It's a little hard to eat, or you can cut them. So I'm gonna just cut these guys roughly in half. I'm gonna put them on here once they're cut. And ladies and gentlemen, the magic of cooking at home, spaghetti. Now, is it perfectly round like the box from the store? No, but that's okay. Hey, you, now remember, what's going on? You cut it out. This has been floured a little bit, so I'll put these guys here, and we'll do this next one. We'll toss this with a little bit more flour. Let's get some boiling water, and we're cooking, and we're eating. This is a pan that's on medium high, and this is my, wow, too hot. This is my sauce and meatballs, and look how gorgeous. So we're just rewarming that because our pasta is gonna go right in with this as soon as it comes out of the water, and it can go in the water now. It's gonna take about 1.5 minutes, that's it. And that was heavily salted water, by the way. Give it a little bit of that. And when the pasta's ready, come right out of the pan and in. Out of the pan. A little bit of extra pasta water is always welcome. Give it a little bit of this. Oh my goodness. And ladies and gentlemen, I hate to say it, but we're there. The only thing I want to add is some fresh Parmesan. Ladies and gentlemen, meatballs, sauce, pasta, scratch all the way. Scratch, scratch, scratch. And now look at what you have. These lovely little meatballs. Tiny bit of crust on the outside because of the pan searing. Beautiful sauce, this gorgeous spaghetti. Oh my goodness. A bite. A bite for my kingdom. What is that line from? Something for my kingdom? I don't know, penny for your thoughts? Who knows? Wow, damn. Damn, Helen, damn. I'm gleeking. Okay, first, the meatballs. Because we let them finish cooking in the sauce, are so gentle and tender. By the way, the sauce is fantastic. The spaghetti, I mean, come on. We made this. Is it the world's prettiest spaghetti? Probably not. Are we proud as F? Is it delicious? But wait, I bet you forgot about this. We didn't forget about this. One bite. Garlic confit toast. Oh my God. What, boys, hold on. I'm just gonna tell you, whatever you think about garlic bread, forget it because this is 1,000 times different. How is it though?
It's the best ever.
Holy shit.
It's unbelievable. Everything's unbelievable. We want you to make this. We want you to not eat the same thing all the time. You don't want to make your own spaghetti? You don't have to. If you don't have one of these attachments, I could have rolled it out and cut it. It would have been not so perfect, but it would have been rustic and amazing. Try it. You don't grow unless you push yourself. Right, Max?
Right.
I used to be scared to do a lot of things. I have Max to thank for pushing me into doing different things. Holy shit.
Holy shit.
Holy shit.
Hit the subscribe button.
Please.
Oh, he's right there. There he is. Oh, he's right there. Fucker, he's right on your head.
We don't know what those flying beetles are called.
There he is.
We don't know what those do you want me to get him?
Yeah.
Fuck. Where is he?
He's coming for me now. Oh God.
Come here, buddy. I mean, I feel bad. Come on, I'm waiting for you. He's like Spider-Man. He's hanging upside down. See that fly?